Well, hello, lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk about and share with you a project. I belong to a nice Facebook group called Junk Journal Divas, and one of the gals that is in charge, or actually is one of the owners, I guess you could say that, or yeah, the group owner. There's a couple of them that started this group on Facebook, Junk Journal Divas. And the gal who is hosting this project, her name is Kristen Ramanujam. I can't say it. I'm not going to botch the name, but there's her last name. Ramanujam. I can't say it. Sorry, Kristen. Anyway, she has a YouTube channel, Kree Rama. You should go check it out. She is very creative and always has something new up on her channel. But anyway, she is hosting a cool diva project called Diva Sewing Piece. I'm going to put this to the side so you can take a look at it if you want to go check it out. So basically what's happening here is Kristen's thoughts were to spread some kindness around where you live. You can make hearts. Now you can use any materials. Obviously you've got fabric, you can sew some hearts. You know, this is February, so happy February, everyone. Kind of a nice time to spread some love around your neighborhood and where you live. So the concept is make some hearts. You can put a sentiment on it or something, and then on the back put kind of a little bit of a description on what's happening. So basically you could go where if you're shopping or just out and about, you could, let's just say if you're at the grocery store, you could put this behind some sugar or cereal, and so then when somebody pulls the box, ooh, there's a heart. And it's just a little sentiment that said, hey, thinking of you, hope you're, doing well or whatnot. And then on the back, if they wanted to, they can get on to Junk Journal Divas on Facebook if they wanted to, or go to the YouTube channel, because there's a couple of YouTubers there that are going to be doing this project as well, to leave a comment and see where the hearts are being found. Does that make sense? I was pretty excited about this because probably back in 2009 when I lived outside of Philadelphia, I actually lived in New Jersey. It was about 11 minutes away from Philly. Loved being in that area for a short time of my life. But about in 2009, I was still doing my art stuff then too. I made circles with peace signs, and I put a sentiment on the back, and I just spread them everywhere down in Philadelphia area. On the buses, I'd leave them on the bus seats because I didn't have a car. Just wherever I went, I would just put one of those peace signs. And on the back, I can't even remember I think I set up a website or something, or a blog post. So if you had found it, you could leave a message where you found it. So I'm excited to be a part of this project. Here are some that I started. I want to sew, just do some stitching around, and then I'll put my details on the back. And what I did with these, I just did a basic collage board, cut out the hearts, and I found some sentiments and wrote them on the front. So, like I said, I think this is a neat idea. So I'm just going to show you another thing you can do. Like I said, you don't have to go and buy anything. You could just use stuff around the house, just scissors, some glue. Yeah, so I'm going to show a technique that I've fallen in love with, and I can't stop making these. And I'm sure if you're a YouTuber and you're a crafty person and you do junk journals, you guys are probably familiar with Gail Agostinelli. There we go. And she recently did a video called Stack and Whack. And I was like, whoa. I actually found this out with my buddy. I'm trying to remember. Let me just, I'll get back to you on where I found this Stack and Whack project, but it originated with Gail. But while I'm thinking about that, I want to show you another thing you can do with things around the house. So this is just a piece of watercolor paper. While I was experimenting, as you can tell, it went wrong. So I thought, you know, I'm not going to throw this out. So I made a heart template. That's what I use those from. And I just cut out 5 hearts. So I'm going to show you how to do the stack and whack process. I believe it originated with quilters. So this is an idea that quilters use. So I'm going to show you really quick, because you can use any size paper. Ideally you want to use 5. I imagine odd number layers of paper would probably be the best, but I'm just doing the 5. So you pick 5 papers. Do I even have 5 yet? There we go. And the nice thing about it is you can use scraps. You can pick a limited color palette with some neutrals, and then it's just going to turn out so great you don't have to think too much. So basically you're going to stack your 5 papers in the order that you want them to be in, because they're layered. And you're going to put 2 paper clips on one side and then 1 paper clip on one side, depending on if you're left or right-handed. And you're going to tear them so they're going to be in stacks. So of course I want to do hearts, so I went ahead, put this to the side. I did the heart, but I'm going to show you how I tore it. And I used these papers are so beautiful that they're so beautiful I didn't want to use them, but I finally decided to break them out. And this is heavy cardstock. So I got some papers and I put them in stacks of 5. And I just cut out a little square, right? Let me find thought I had my example ready to go. Sorry guys. As you can tell, I'm excited to get this going, and now I lost my example. Did I lose my example? I may have to pause the video and find it. I have a heart stack because I wanted to show you how I tore it. Da, da, da. Why? Oh, there it is. Whew. Okay. So, I don't know why I have so many. So here is my heart stack. So let me just show you I just did a 5. There should be 5. I hope there's 5. Yep, there we go. Okay, put them in the order I wanted to put them in. And the first thing I'm going to do, and it's a little more, I had to really think about it because it's not a square, because it's a heart, but the concept is still going to be the same. I'm going to tear it this way in 3 strips. And this is a little harder because it's cardstock. So I had to get it started with some scissors. And you don't want it to be perfect because you want to tear it. So I'm just going to tear. Okay, so this is the first one. Let me move this out of the way. Let me put this down so you can see it better. There's the first strip on the top. I'm going to move my paper clips to the top here. And then I'm going to do another tear just down here somewhere. Again, it's kind of fun if you have papers that aren't too stiff. I would recommend more thinner paper, but this is what I have, and I encourage you guys to use what you have. Okay, so now we have our 3, right? But we have 5 sheets, so we want 5 tears. So there's 3. Does that make sense? Here, I'll just show you. Let me get this cut. I'll try to do a little different. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then you want to tear these in half somewhere. 4 and 5, right? And you want to keep them in that order because you're going to lay them down on your base. So I'm going to move this to the side in the order, because the first time I did this I got confused and I had to watch the video a couple times. Okay, so I have my 5 hearts. My base is out of just recycled watercolor paper that it didn't turn out so great. I'm going to put my, can you guys see this all right? I'll turn this over. You can see it better. So I got got my two halves here, this and this, right? Let me make sure you're still in shot. Yes, okay. So Gail recommends to start from the bottom corner. Okay, let me, okay, so what you're gonna do, let's start with this piece, okay? This is the bottom right corner. Unclip it. You're gonna take your top one, put it down here, right? And you're gonna go to the next heart. Put the next one down here, then your next heart down here, your next one here, and your next one there. Can you see all that? Let me move this in a little bit, sorry. It'll make sense here in a minute. Okay, then you have your left side, right? So you already started here, so now you're gonna put that one over here. So you're gonna go over here, then I'm gonna go back here, 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 and then the last one down here, okay? So then my middle, I'm gonna start here. Okay, so you're gonna start here, 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 and here. So it's a patchwork kind of thing. And the nice thing about this is you can't go wrong, especially when you pick a limited color palette and put neutrals in there. Okay, so now, since we started on the purple one, we're gonna start on this one for the top right of the heart. I think it's much easier if you do squares, but you know, I thought this is so cool. And then we're gonna go here, here, and here. So you see every heart gets a different part of the stack. So that one, this one, this one. I always feel like I'm messing up here, but you get the idea, okay? So there is your stack and then whack. So I suggest, as always, is to ink your edges, and I'll do one as an example, and then I won't torture you with doing all 5 because that could get rather boring. I'm gonna go with just the Distress Black Soot, just because these are darker colors. I'm gonna get my little paddle brush or makeup brush, and I'm just gonna do my edges real quick. Anyway, I'm still trying to remember. The gal who I saw this first, I believe it's Fairy Tales and Fireflies. That would be Miss Pattie. I met her through Makers of Mixed Media Art, and she was my ACT partner swap, and I watched her video the other day, and she did this whack and stack and whap. No, stack and whack. I was like, holy cow, that is so easy, especially if you want to do kind of a collage and you don't want to think about too much of the colors or if it's going to look good. I don't know. It just turns out so cool. So this is something you can do with papers you have around the house. You can do it with material, of course, anything you have. So I just lightly, whoops, that doesn't work. I'm going to get my art glitter glue for the sake of this video. Gently move these over without disturbing, which I did there. Can you guys see? So I'm going to glue the same way I put these down. So I'm going to start with the bottom right corner and just glue it on my base. Yep, sorry. That would be Roscoe sitting behind me. It's a beautiful day out today. I think it's in the 60s. And we were just outside. Let's just hope. Is that the way it goes? Well, we're going to go with it because it may not be. Yep, I think we can work with that, right? See, isn't that cool? And then you could put a focal point on the top. Add some lace, whatever you wanted to do. If you're a jelly printer, You could do that with your gel prints. Uh-oh, let's see. And even if you have a little bit of a crack there, I don't know, it's kind of a perfect science, but it's not. But even if you have a little crack, that's kind of cool because you can just put some ink or do a marker there. But I just love this technique. It's great to use for scraps. You could use magazines, you know, get kind of a color palette going with your magazines. I don't know. Possibilities are endless. And so, anyhow, I just love it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So, and I just recycled kind of a bad watercolor. And you can just get like an alcohol marker here. Let me put the glue back on my, I'll put the pin back in my glue. You could just fill it in here. Let me just zoom you in. If you want it, or you can use some ink, but I tried that and it got a little messy. You just fill it in. I mean, you can go around the other cracks. I like to use, of course, you guys, if you've been following me for a while, my China marker is one of my favorite tools. You can go around the cracks, the edges a little bit and make it a little arty, you know, patchworky, like that. But I think you could do this with any shape if you kind of slow it down and think about the rule of 5. I mean, you could do it, tear it in, I don't know, an odd number. I think, like I said before, would be probably better. You could tear it into, if you wanted. And then, I think I have a little thing of sentiments here. Let's just go for it. Let's see. Be awesome today, make today count. Let's see. Give out what you most want to come back. Let's do that. And there you go. So that's a kind of a simple, fun little way to do these little hearts. Or you could do circles, you could do whatever you wanted. So I really hope you join me. And I was gonna say, when I was thinking when I was outside with the pups today, you could pass these out to your groups, whatever group you belong to, book club, your church. And I was even thinking of going to the nursing home and passing some out because, again, this is a good way to use your scraps of paper. And you could do this with your grandkids, your kids, anybody, you know, it'd be fun. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Again, the Stack and Whack, we're going to give Gail Augustinelli kudos for a cool idea that I believe some of her followers are just crazy over. And then now if I can find my paper that had the details of the Junk Journal Divas, I'll have that all listed in the description below, guys. Well, lovelies, you have a wonderful day. I hope February treats you well. And yeah, I really hope you make some of these. I will catch you in the next video, guys. Talk to you later. Oh, bye.